Hey everybody, Ron Bainberg here with your tip of the week. And this is going to be a short, quick hit tip for you. And today's topic is talking about consistency. One of the things that I find through coaching calls and through training sessions and what have you, I find when I'm talking with individuals, a lot of you are struggling with being consistent, whether it's being consistent in how you organize your day, being consistent with making prospecting calls, being consistent with setting appointments, being consistent with whatever. And I'll just take a page from the coaches that I work with that help me. And I have a few coaches. I have a business coach. I have a personal trainer. I have a health coach. Okay, and these are different. And I also have a physiology coach, which works with me on my body. And every one of them say the same thing. They say, "What about consistency?" And they'll ask me, they'll challenge me week to week. Are you being consistent? And, the funny thing is that I use my personal trainer at the gym as the most prominent example because I'll see him 3 to 4 times a week. And what he'll do is he always asks me, "So what did you do?" And if I tell him what I did, he says, "Great," or he'll score it, and so to speak. And if I didn't do it, he'll just ask me why. And if I give him some BS, he'll usually call me on it. And so I've learned, don't give him the BS. Just tell him the truth and take your punishment. But one of the things we were talking about was, about my goals and what we wanted to achieve in working out. And he just looked at me and he goes, "Ron," he goes, "I understand that you want to lift a certain weight or whatever the case may be. And look, I'm 60 years old." He goes, "Ron, you're not going to be a bodybuilder." I get that. And I didn't have that expectation, by the way. But what he said is, he goes, "Stop focusing on the number. Just focus on being consistent." He goes, "Just start managing and monitoring how often you're coming and what you're doing each day, rather than what all of these goals are that you're trying to achieve." He goes, "The consistency will result in the goals." And, it's funny, I fought him for a long time on this. And until I finally got it a while back where I just said, "You know what?" And by the way, the reason why I fought him is because I'm very, very goal oriented. And I just started focusing on the consistency of the workouts, the consistency of the stretching. And guess what happened? I started getting even better results because I wasn't moving myself ahead in my workouts. I was just doing what needed to be done to accomplish the goals that him and I set together. And the parallel with this in our business is, start measuring your consistency. Are you consistently prospecting? If you are not consistently prospecting and you do not have enough business, that's the first thing you've got to start measuring. I don't care if you started 30 minutes a day of prospecting to get appointments, an hour, whatever that number is. Don't set unrealistic goals where if you are not consistent, where all of a sudden you're going to say, "Well, for this week, I'm going to prospect every day for 3 hours, 5 days a week." Come on. No, you're not. You're not, because you're going from 0 to 500 miles an hour like that, and we don't operate that way. So we start building that emotional and mental muscle by being consistent. So my challenge for you in this week's tip of the week is simply start measuring your consistency. Set a time, a reasonable amount of time it's a little bit of a push, but a reasonable amount of time, and measure yourself for a week, and then score yourself at the end of the week and see how you did. If you really want to be on top of it, score yourself every day, or score yourself on the days that you said you're going to do that. Score yourself on how well you followed your schedule for the week. And, I can get into another topic right now, but I'll just give you this seed here. If you are not used to scheduling all of your time, please don't all of a sudden say, "I'm going to just start scheduling everything." Your brain is not wired to do that yet. So you have to build that emotional and mental muscle to create that type of consistency. The bottom line is, the most successful originators, the ones that are outproducing everybody, are the ones that if you really look at what they're doing, they've been consistent for a very long period of time in the activities that they've done to build their business, and they continue to do that. That's what I want you to do. That's this week's message. Have a great week. We'll see you next week.